Hello and welcome back to another episode of The Rookie in Depth. If you know, I'm at the beach, so I'm outside and it's windy, so if you hear wind flow by or noises, it's because I'm at the beach, and so there's a bunch of people here. So, this episode's going to be a little different than what we usually do on Fridays. It's going to be what you guys truly thought and felt about Tuesday's episode. And the reason I say that is because, honestly, it was really controversial for me. I had never seen an episode where Lucy went that far. It was that intense before. I thought, I don't know. I thought she was better than that. But we'll get into what you guys truly thought and felt about it. And anyone and everyone who's in this video, thank you for making this video possible. So what we'll do is we'll go over this, and then I will play a slideshow of promo pics for next week's episode. I won't play the promo because you've definitely all seen it, and it's really anticlimactic. I can sum it up for you. But before I do that, let's get into today's topic. At TayK24 said, I loved it so much. I love the episodes with Chenford scenes, and these scenes were super good. I honestly just wish they would talk, though, because, don't get me wrong, that station kiss was probably my favorite Chenford kiss, but I want them to talk about being in a relationship because you could tell how much fun they were having, quote-unquote, pretending to be in one. I like the writers adding Gray's reaction to their prank because now I feel like we have some kind of timeline for them getting back together because we know we have to wait until Lucy makes Sergeant, at least. I don't like how they keep doing things like this and then not talking and saying it doesn't mean anything, like the gala and the wildfire. That makes a lot of sense. That is essentially everything I thought and more. But again, with Gray's reaction, I don't know if that was genuine, because was that a part of his evil master plan to make them think that he was having a heart attack because he was just so pressed? Or was he so pressed and then they said April Fool's and then pretended to have a heart attack? I also want to know who told Gray, because, how did he find out? Also, they weren't being super secretive, which was kind of the point and kind of not the point at the same time. So great reason. At Avery Y8G said, I loved it. They got to have more fun than they did when they were together, like Tim said. I do wish it meant something, but I understand why she didn't want it to. She just wanted a day with her man without any commitment. Overall is 1,000 out of 10. I agree. But it still sucks that she's not ready to commit to that again. I mean, I get it. Tim really screwed everything up, but she's got to get there one day, and if they just keep doing this, it's gonna get annoying. I also think Lucy's attitude was a little over the edge. She could have just not said some of the things she said, because it low-key traumatized me. At Bella Gospodar said, I really love the lighthearted aspect of it with the bend-over case, and Gray's prank was hilarious. I like the whole Chenford thing, but also, if it doesn't lead anywhere, I'll probably be annoyed when I think back to it, because it'll all have been for nothing. I also really like the switch in the intense purge-like scenes and seeing the team work together. I completely agree. We had a little conversation in the comments, which was it was a good conversation, and yeah, I agree. I mean, when I ranked the episode the other day, I said it was the number one episode so far, but I'm still a little torn. It just threw me off. At KDuck31 said, so I had some mixed feelings about it, because Lucy was talking about boundaries and how she hasn't forgiven him Tim yet in the previous episode. However, I think it's a little more enjoyable if you think about it as an April Fool's episode and don't take it seriously. If you think about it, I can't speak. I'm reading the next line. Nothing was taken seriously in this episode. Nolan's rookie wasn't, the law wasn't, the social media lady wasn't, and didn't take anything. Nothing was taken seriously. So I like to think of it as a theme of the episode. Yeah, this happened. LOL. It's April Fool's Day. I agree. If you think about it as it was just this big joke episode, nothing really mattered, then you won't get torn. Just don't take it seriously. I mean, I know that's really hard to do when what we do is take this seriously. It's really hard to not. At Editify11 said, I love the episode, the whole purge thing, but it didn't go on for nearly enough. The Chenford storyline was 9.9 out of 10. Would be 10 out of 10 if they got back together. Agreed. But honestly, they still need a little more work before they get back together, so they last this time. Back to the rest of the episode. The new rookie not staying was kind of annoying because I would like to see how he goes, especially because we lost Seth and they need a new rookie. And yeah, they really talked up the purge, but it felt anticlimactic. 4 Chenford scenes makes up for that, though. Oh, also, the fake heart attack at the end of the episode scared me so much. I was literally preparing for him to die in the next episode. I was waiting for a good Gray cliffhanger. I can't think of a time where we had a really good Gray cliffhanger. We've had a Lucy cliffhanger. We've had a Jackson and Angela cliffhanger. We've had a Tim cliffhanger. At the end of season 1, we had a Tim cliffhanger. Day of Death, we had a Lucy episode before that. I don't remember every name, guys. There's 120 names. If I remember them all, I'd be crazy. Before Day of Death, episode 10, Lucy cliffhanger. Angela and Jackson cliffhanger at the end of season 3. What was it then? A Chenford cliffhanger at the end of season 5. 4, my bad. A Tim cliffhanger at the end of season 1. We haven't had a good... Oh, and a Nolan cliffhanger at the end of season 2. And a Nolan and Harper one. And then, everyone had a cliffhanger. Wesley had a kind of a cliffhanger whenever he got stabbed. So we really need a good Gray cliffhanger. And I was waiting for him to die in the next episode or be in the hospital. We had an Aaron cliffhanger. We had a Selena cliffhanger. But we didn't have a Gray cliffhanger. And that's a problem. Next, we have at Savannah.w.23 says, I really thought this was an interesting thing to throw in the episode with everything else going on in it. The Chenford moments were nice to see and made me very happy, but with everything else going on, it was very hard to follow along. I personally thought Lucy was very, boundaries are important, quote unquote, then showed up at his door to be a couple for the day. I didn't like how that all played out. Me either, girly. Me either. I thought she was very structured, very about the rules. But people can be perceived in different ways. There are times, just like Tim, we thought he was this really hard TO who was gonna fire anyone on the spot who didn't have a heart. Lucy thawed that freezing cold heart, and now he's all soft. Not really. He's soft towards her. Like I said in the last episode, he would literally do anything for Lucy, which might be a problem. And like I said, he seems like the first person who would get onto someone for doing whatever they were doing in the closet, and the last person to be doing it. So, I mean, hey. And at Chenford Lover 503 said, if I'm being honest, I'm not a fan of Chenford this episode. Me either, girly. I mean, it's not that I wasn't a fan. It's just, I was very, very thrown off. And yeah, so that was all of the comments, guys. Thanks for all that. I'm glad you could feel comfortable enough to share your honest opinion. So if you enjoyed this episode, I'm glad you did. Oh, and the promo, my bad, I forgot about that. So the promo essentially was a social worker with John and Bailey telling them, the social worker was like, first responders have scary stories, and he was like, no, that's wrong. Nolan was like, first responders always have intense stories, and she was like, yeah, but yours are in another stratosphere, I think is what she said, which is the most intellectual thing I've ever heard. And he was like, yeah, just let's laugh about it. And so clearly, they're probably going to try and persuade the social worker or whatever, and then Nolan and Lucy get blown up by a grenade, kinda, not really. Selena goes on her first solo ride. Miles is updating the training videos, I think. Nope, he reconnects with an old friend this episode. The training videos is episode 14. And then we get to see the promo pics first. I will play for a slideshow over Daddy Cop because that's y'all's favorite song, or I might do 911 because that one's growing on me. Alright guys, if you enjoyed this episode, thank you. If you have any theories, put them in the comment section, and then I'll make a post with the comment section for next episode on Monday. I will go over them, and I'll still be at the beach, so you'll hear the wind again, and we'll be outside. Alright guys, thanks for listening, and I'll see you guys on Monday. Here's the slideshow. Bye. Cap cuties, cutin' on duty, baby blue booties, go ahead and light